So let's bring in Colin Cowie. He is a superstar in the events and wedding world, party world. The guy's he's a global brand name, Colin Cowie. I've known him for a long time. He's joining us now. Colin, good morning. How you doing, buddy?
Good morning, Ryan. Very well. Thanks for having me today.
Of course. Super good to see you. I sent him an email earlier. I was reading his book called The Gold Standard, giving your customers what they didn't know they wanted. And it's so fantastic because this is the kind of book that everybody can get something out of. Patty, I know that you are an entrepreneur and you want to not be good. You want to be great. You want to excel in everything that you're doing.
My ears
Tanya,
perked up.
You're the same. And to me, Colin, when I was looking at this, there were some themes. Attention to detail. A real human connection with the people that you want to consume your product or believe in your brand. And then for you, preparation, right? I mean, don't you think those are key themes to what have helped build your business?
Absolutely, without a doubt. I think attention to detail allows you to stand out because you're going to do something that people are going to notice because you did it better than anybody else. And I think the idea of creating the emotional connection is incredibly important because if you don't create that emotional connection, the person's going to go out and shop somewhere else and go and buy another product, right? And we know that the emotionally connected customer or client is going to be extremely loyal to you. They're not price sensitive. They spend a lot more freely. They are your best grassroots marketers. They talk about you amongst their friends.
Yeah.
And most importantly, they're loyal to you.
You hear his accent. That's a South African accent. Now, Colin, I know that you were fed up with what was happening where you grew up, and that's why you decided to move to Los Angeles. But tell a little bit of that story.
I was living in South Africa at the height of apartheid in 1985. I didn't believe in the politics. I didn't think it was fair. I didn't believe that there was a big future for the country at that time. And I didn't want to invest my hardest working years in a place where I didn't know what the future was going to be. So I thought, where does the sun shine the same amount in Africa? And where do they speak the same language? And where could I go and have a whole lot of fun? So I set my sights on Los Angeles and I arrived with $400, one well-cut suit, an omnipresent suntan, and big dreams.
But you had $400, but you had a suit. You were looking the part, even if you weren't really living the part.
I looked like I was coming to buy real estate, not look for a job.
Yeah. But that is important. Sometimes you have I remember when I took this job, they said, do you know what to do on a morning show? I'd never done a morning show. Do you know what to do on a morning show? I said, absolutely. I had no idea what I was talking about or what to do.
Right.
No clue. Right? It's like you fake it. You fake it until you can get a chance to try and make it. We're talking with Colin Cowie here, a global event planner, but also entrepreneur. And for anybody, we talk to a lot of local business owners here on this show. And for anybody running your own business, this book is a handbook. I mean, I got so much out of it for myself and the work that I do because of all of the tips you have and the things that you say to pay attention to. One of which, Colin, struck me. The book is called The Gold Standard, but one struck me, and that was be hopeful you get people to complain about what you do. Talk about the value of, and we all know, in this studio, I got a lot of complainers. We all know that complainers can be annoying, but you say, no, that's really valuable.
You always want to hear from the complainer. The person who doesn't complain and then speaks to all their friends about it is the dangerous situation to be in. But if someone complains to you and you can show great attention to detail and you can fix it, you can create an emotional connection with them and you can buy loyalty. Not only that, but we learn from our mistakes. And I use the analogy, when you're riding on a surfboard, you're too busy looking good. You don't really learn anything. You're watching how many people are watching you. It's when you fall off the surfboard and you're treading water, that's when you learn the most valuable lessons. So I think failure is a very integral part of success. It's where we learn, and it's where we grow.
Colin, one of the things that I've done, and Patty, Tanya, you know this, is I say yes to a lot of things. I like to work. I don't want to turn anything down. This is stuff I never had before. I never thought I'd be able to do these things. So I always say yes. I want to do more, more, more. You always say to me, Colin, you know, success is about ruthless editing. Ruthless editing. What does that mean?
Okay. So I believe that, and this is the actual, Ryan, the real reason I wrote this book is because I thought that we needed a major ruthless edit throughout our entire business system. And I'm sure you agree with me. We don't need another app. We don't need another piece of technology. We don't need a product. We don't need another service. What we really need to do is figure out, how do we stand out in the crowd, in a very crowded space? How are you going to make sure that someone picks your product or decides to work with you? So that's why I came up with this idea of being able to deliver proactive customer service. And when you look at today, we have so much information and data at our fingertips, right? Through social media and through using a search engine, you can find just about anything about anyone. So when we can use that information to craft a service experience, you're going to hit a note with someone. So the idea behind, there's two types of service. There's reactive and proactive. In reactive service, if something goes wrong and I put up my hand and I fix it, I can buy some loyalty. But the magic happens when you can deliver proactive service, when we can start to anticipate the unanticipated needs of what that guest are. And that's when the magic happens, because once we can do that, we get to create the emotional connection. And that's why I think it's about ruthlessly editing through all these areas of our life and getting rid of the 90% that doesn't work for us and finding the 10% to tell a good story with.
It's so true, and it's so hard to do sometimes, isn't it? I mean, editing, especially when you're so personally invested in a product or a business or an idea, it's really hard to do.
That's why I use the word ruthless.
Yeah, right.
When in doubt, throw it out.
Colin, thank you for coming on. Appreciate it. We will see you soon.
I look forward to it. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day ahead.
Okay, be well. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
There's an energy about him, isn't there? You know what I mean? Like there's a spirit and an energy that's contagious about Colin. You can Google him and see the stuff he's done. It's pretty incredible.